Now, live breaking news from KCTV5 News.
Breaking news out of Kansas City. 3 people were shot near Van Brunt and East 23rd Street. It happened just before 7:30 this morning. 2 people are in serious condition and the other has life-threatening injuries. And there's no one in custody at this time. And we'll bring you updates on this shooting as soon as we get more information.
Quite candidly, I am not worried about what they're doing in Sedgwick County or Riley or any other county for that matter. This is Johnson County. I'm not worried about Wyandotte County.
And things got heated as commissioners debated a plan to reopen Johnson County. When they decided, the dust finally settled, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Kelly Taylor. We'll hear from Storm Track 5 meteorologist Alina Lee in just a minute. But first, businesses across the metro are getting ready to reopen their doors. But doing that isn't as easy as it sounds. There's one big thing every empty shop needs to do, and that's easily overlooked. KCTV5's Emily Rittman explains.
Like many businesses, Plato's Closet in Mission, Kansas has been closed for weeks. The husband and wife owners are gearing up to open back up on May 11th. Today was the first day in weeks that employees came back to work to get the family-owned Plato's Closet in Mission, Kansas ready for customers.
We are sanitizing everything, going through good bleach mixture, Clorox wipes, fantastic, you name it, we're doing it. Changing all the air filters, just getting ready.
They will also flush their water to refresh their plumbing system. According to a Water One spokesperson, over time, water that has been sitting unused in a building can become cloudy or pick up a stale taste or smell. Depending on the building and its plumbing, Legionella, metal leaching, and other hazards can pose a health risk.
This is an important message.
Water One sent this recorded message to business owners and customers.
Before you reopen, run all faucets and fixtures to make sure you're getting the freshest water possible.
Water One recommends going through the building and running each tap one by one until the water feels cool. Flush every toilet, then go back through and run each water tap until it gets fully hot. Kevin Moxley and his wife Jill say they are doing everything they can to be ready to finally reopen.
This is our business. We poured everything that we have into it. It's been extremely difficult. We don't have a paycheck. Please shop local. It's huge for the small business owner.
Emily Rittman, KCTV5 News.
This morning, tracking a couple of very light showers in northwestern Missouri and southern Iowa. They're probably going to miss Maryville, so I don't anticipate you needing any rain gear, but Tarkio may have seen some of those sprinkles. Out the door right now with our KB Complete City Cam showing you State Street from downtown Kansas City. Of course, skies are clear and the temperatures are warming quickly. Look at this. It's barely 8 o'clock and we're already at 67 degrees out of KCI, 66 downtown Olathe. In the middle 60s there, 66 in Sedalia, and low 60s for Lawrence. Temperatures quickly warming closer and closer to 70 degrees as we head through the 10 o'clock hour, and mid-70s already expected by noontime today, with highs reaching the low 80s in many spots along and south of I-70. Some areas farther south may actually even reach the middle 80s. Believe it or not, even though we're going to see increasing clouds through the remainder of the afternoon and evening, temperatures will steadily cool down into the middle 70s by 7. And then shortly after sunset, we'll see those 60s return. We'll be tracking showers, maybe a few rumbles of thunder as we head through the overnight hours into your Sunday. But does that mean it'll be a complete washout for your Sunday? We'll have that answer for you and have a full look at your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Kelly?
A Johnson County task force spent weeks creating rules for reopening. Yesterday, the commissioners decided to put it aside and go with the Kansas plan. However, the county's stay-at-home order will stay in effect until May 11th, 1 week longer than the state. KCTV5's Betsy Webster was listening when things got heated.
Sorting this out is a real pig's breakfast. Waiting till the 11th for Johnson County to open up, I think is shameful.
We are violating people's constitutional rights left and right.
Their beef, the calendar. The state is set to start phase 1 on May 3rd. The county health officer insists on waiting until the 10th. 3 commissioners tried to challenge his authority on that, but failed.
I think it's our responsibility, ethically, morally, to protect the public health. We're not the Chamber of Commerce.
Along the long trail of that tense meeting, there was one question that provides a lesson in the logic of the numbers for what's safe. We asked for opinions at a Prairie Village park.
You can be safe in an open space like this, and maybe you're not running into people, but when you go to the grocery store,
I think 10 people, the 10 people rule is pretty reasonable.
I feel pretty safe out if people have masks on.
The question raised by one commissioner, shouldn't the size of the space matter more than a flat number? The county public health director told a commissioner, yes, density, the number of people per square foot, is the key to stopping spread. It's distancing. But that max number is there for the sake of contact tracing. Regardless of a building size, a larger crowd makes it harder to trace.
I hadn't thought of it that way, but it makes sense to me.
But more than one person we met noted what's just as important as any rules is responsibility for all.
It is up to every individual to keep each other safe.
Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
It's another wave of coronavirus cases. This time they're spreading in the legal system. Hundreds of pandemic-related lawsuits were filed in state and federal courts. Governments, hospitals, and cruise lines are just some of the defendants. Now, some suits are after big money for alleged wrongdoing while the virus spread. And it could take years for these cases to make their way through the courts. And developing news, Kim Jong-un was seen for the first time in weeks on North Korea state media. This comes after speculation swirled about his health after disappearing from public view several days ago. Kim was shown celebrating May Day events. And feeling connected and capturing history during this pandemic. Our Carolyn Long explains next in Aging in Style.
And we're already seeing those temperatures warm really quickly throughout this morning. We'll continue that trend through the afternoon, but then scattered showers and a few storms arrive overnight into tomorrow, and then we'll continue clearing by the afternoon. We'll go over if temperatures recover any bit as we look at your full Storm Track 5 forecast in just minutes.
You're watching KCTV5 News Saturday morning. Closed captioning brought to you by St. Luke's Hospital Coon Center for Advanced Breast Cancer, the intersection of innovation and hope.
CBS is bringing back the Sunday night movies.
You serious?
Yes. Paramount's biggest grab the popcorn escape from reality blockbusters. And Sunday, join us for Raiders of the Lost Ark. The CBS Sunday night movies are back, starting at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Welcome. Can everyone see and hear me? We are in courtroom 802.
A special virtual episode of All Rise, Monday on CBS.
When you care for your home, you care for the future of your family.
You got it? Good job.
Look, Mommy.
You provide a place for them to grow.
Mom, can you help me with this?
And a place where memories are created. Don't let basement, foundation, or crawl space issues take that future away from you. Call Foundation Recovery Systems today so we can protect the place where you make memories.
A big oh yeah from our family to yours for stepping up and doing your part to help defeat this virus. Whether you're working more than ever or spending more time at home, we believe you deserve a home that makes you smile. And we're here to help make that happen, whether by phone, email, and now on video chat. You'll find it all at FurnitureMallOfKansas.com.
Welcome back to KCTV5 News this Saturday morning, 8:07 right now is the time, and we're looking live with our KB Complete City Cam from the airport. Skies above, mainly clear. And that's going to be the case for at least several hours this morning before more clouds return later on today and thicken. And we're expecting mainly cloudy conditions late this evening into the overnight hours. Temperature-wise, seeing those numbers warm relatively quickly. I know we were near 60 in many spots, even the upper 50s. But right now out of KCI, already at 67. Leavenworth also in the upper 60s. 65 downtown Kansas City. Blue Springs at 68. Meanwhile, south of I-70, middle 60s for Johnson County from DeSoto, Gardner, Olathe, and Overland Park. Grandview at 68, 66 degrees in Raytown. Maybe you're planning to enjoy this weather in your backyard, and you certainly can do that, especially through the noon hour. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds with 76 degrees, and it would not surprise me if a couple of spots were actually in the upper 70s that early. Low 80s on track for the afternoon hours, at least the early portion of the day from 3, 4 o'clock. And then downward we go from there, middle 70s on track, even just before sunset. But cloud cover will increase. It'll be mostly cloudy. And then we'll be tracking those rain chances as we head through the overnight hours. So speaking of those, just for the weekend alone, expect those chances to go up to about a 30% shot after midnight and even up to 40% as we head through early Sunday morning. But if you look at the second half of Sunday, goose eggs for the afternoon and evening, which means we do dry out and temperatures do recover closer to normal. We're tracking cooler air and more chances of rain ahead. We'll have that in your full Storm Track 5 forecast coming up. Kelly?
Well, good or bad, the tough times we're living through right now will be a part of history. So one Boston photographer started a project to capture moments of solitude and turn them into beautiful ways we feel connected. Our Carolyn Long explains how that project stretched all the way here to Kansas City.
We've spent weeks locked down, weeks of not seeing the regular faces in our community that we've come accustomed to at the gym, at the coffee shop, or at happy hour. That's why the Jenny Burkhead Real Estate Group asked a local photographer to bring the Front Steps project to several Northland neighborhoods.
The whole point of this is just to make people smile and to bring a little bit of happiness into their lives with everything that's going on right now.
Photographer Tracy Spizak-Vitimus with Gallery Portraiture has been a portrait photographer for 25 years, typically spending her time capturing youth sports, family, and senior portraits. Now, with all that on hold, why not capture this moment in history with a nice long lens to keep safe distance, of course.
We just take a few minutes to share some happiness. This is the way that I can continue doing what I love.
Here's how it works. She came to my neighborhood over the weekend. I just taped this to my mailbox, signaling that she can stop by. Within minutes, we have these great pics to remember this upside-down time with our families. Some of my neighbors included the family pet. Some showed a comic flair. Notice the toilet paper props. Some with kids with missed memories, those who should be enjoying more pomp and circumstance, others who miss their spring sports. In some cities, this is done to support a charity. But Tracy offers this as a free gift, simply asking that you pay your talents forward somehow.
I just ask that people find a way that they can give back.
Can do. Carolyn Long, KCTV 5 News.
And Tracy has photographed more than 100 local families so far during this stay-at-home order. And if you like this story, you can find more just like it over on our website at kctv5.com/aginginstyle. And a Missouri family is honoring a missing family member. Coming up, the answers a mother is searching for 3 years later. And millions of dollars landed at a small Missouri airport. Coming up, the stimulus money mistake you're paying for.
You're watching KCTV 5 News Saturday morning. Your 7-day weather forecast is sponsored by Security Bank of Kansas City. Staying at home means only going out for essential items and emergencies. A friendly safety reminder, because KCTV 5 News stands for you.
Shannon from Overland Park wrote in and said, the technicians were very knowledgeable and polite. They were very careful with our home and kept everything protected and clean. This was the best experience I've had with a heating and cooling company. Thanks, Shannon.
Call MVP now and get 15% off.
When was the last time you looked at Central Bank? We mean really looked at what's possible when you combine leading-edge technology with a bank who can make important decisions locally and who can help you turn what's possible into what's real. Take a new look at the world of possibilities with Central Bank. Strong roots, endless possibilities.
Hi, folks. Jerry O'Neill. I'm personally so blessed I could retire.
However, I have 65 salaried employees and over 140 installers that need to work every day to provide for their families. I love these people. They're my family, so I'm going to pay them no matter what. To keep things going for them and for you, I'm dropping my prices to the ridiculous. Nothing down, low payments. Call now.
Your home is your comfort zone for working, for relaxing, for family time, and every time in between. Nebraska Furniture Mart has you covered with all the essentials to make your house safe and comfortable. Furniture, flooring, appliances, electronics at guaranteed low prices with long-term financing available. Shop online and have it delivered or use our convenient contact-free same-day drive-through pickup. Nebraska Furniture Mart stores are temporarily closed, but you can shop online anytime at nfm.com.
Jeff from Beza wrote in and said, we used MVP when our furnace didn't work. I spoke with Rhonda, that's me, and she sent the tech out the same day. The tech was able to get the problem diagnosed and repaired in just one day. Thanks, Jeff.
KCTV5 CityCam is sponsored by KB Complete.
Hey, Alina, maybe we'll get back into the studio together one day, but yesterday I was out for a picnic. Can we just copy and paste that forecast into today?
I think we can, Kelly, with the exception of the clouds that will increase later on this afternoon. Actually, we did see a little bit more cloud cover by the afternoon on Friday as well, so it is pretty close to what we expected yesterday to happen again today. Our KB Complete City Cam showing you lots of sunshine. Any view you see here, I do want to pull out this one. This is from Briarcliff, showing you downtown Kansas City, but skies are clear overhead. Great start to the weekend. I know a lot of folks probably want to be able to get outside and enjoy maybe a little dog walking or a little jog, and you certainly will be able to do that anytime today. Might just be a little warm as we head through the early afternoon hours with 70s already by noontime, low 80s for the afternoon, and then back in the upper 60s or upper 70s by 6 p.m. So we'll be cooling a little bit as we head through the second half of the day, rather than once we get into sunset. A stalled front will just be draped across the area, leading to those cooler conditions by this evening. By the way, dog walking forecast features Scout today, thanks to Sherry Schimmel. All right, here's that cold front I've been talking about. That has already passed through Kansas City, and our winds are now out of the northwest there. But this front is pretty much going to sit here and become more of a stationary front, meaning the cooler air to the north and the warmer air to our south. Neither one is stronger than the other, so they're just going to sit there in place. The wind is calm, and you can see the direction of the wind from the northerly flow up to the north and the southerly winds down to our south. So I believe areas out south of I-70 will eventually get into the middle 80s. We will be tracking some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms early tomorrow morning. In fact, our forecast track has us dry all the way through 5 o'clock. I do agree with this model. I think we'll see that a couple of showers maybe develop along I-70 where that front will just be stalled, and that's where we're going to see scattered showers past midnight tonight. A few of those showers, maybe even a few thunderstorms, will roll through early tomorrow morning between 4 and 6 a.m. And you notice the intensity of some of those cells that you see here. This is what the radar could look like by tomorrow at 6 a.m. I don't anticipate any widespread rain that'll last all day long. In fact, all these showers pretty much quickly move out of here by the time we head into midday Sunday, and then clearing continues as we head through Sunday afternoon. But there's another chance of showers and storms as we head through Monday. This is going to be a bigger chance of seeing maybe one or two of those storms becoming strong or severe, mainly afternoon and early evening, as you see that here. So that scattered shower and thunderstorm activity is also likely. And you'll see on our Security Bank 7-day forecast that we have added a weather alert for your Monday in the event that we do see some stronger storms out there. Temperatures will be in the 60s. We might bump right back up to 70 Tuesday. And it looks like this cooler air mass that we get by the middle of the week sticks around. Another chance of rain as we head through Thursday. Kelly?
Thanks, Selena. Well, this is a story that we've been following, and it's been a long 3 years for the family of a missing Liberty, Missouri teen. Desiree Ferris simply disappeared, and her family has no answers and no closure. Here's investigative reporter Angie Racono.
Desiree was 18 years old. She went missing on her mom's birthday. She texted she was on her way home, but she never showed up. And then her social media accounts went dark and her phone stopped pinging. 3 years later, her mom is begging for information and justice.
People out there know somebody just doesn't disappear off the face of the earth. I mean, We haven't found nothing of hers. No phone, no purse, no nothing. She just vanished. And we all know in reality that doesn't happen.
Light your candles.
There have been vigils and searches for Desiree Ferris. 3 years later, there are no answers for her mom.
I feel closer to her down here. If I'm in her room, I just feel like I'm closer to her. So it's just, I don't know.
Desiree's bedroom is pretty much the same. Bruno Mars hangs on the wall.
She was in love with that man. I took her to a concert and she got her tickets. She just screamed.
Posters from vigils have been added, and then another and another.
I just don't get it.
Patty Tam knows some information. None of it is good. Court records named the last people Desiree was in contact with. The teen was hanging out with men older than her.
That group of people are just nasty, and they don't want to be called snitches.
The trail leads to McDonald's and a house in Kansas City. Social media messages show Desiree wanted to go home. A man said, okay, he'd take her home, but Desiree never made it.
For the longest time, I had nightmares that she was screaming for me, and I couldn't find her. I couldn't do nothing. If it is the worst case scenario, she doesn't deserve to be thrown out like a piece of trash.
Liberty police have a formal investigation. People have been questioned, but there has never been an arrest. There is no body and no proof a crime took place. Much of the groundwork has been Desiree's own family, especially her stepmother, Jennifer Ferris, who follows the dark leads.
We're kind of at a standstill, and we're still relying on people to come forward with information on her.
She's coming home, no matter what, good or bad, on her own 2 feet, or whether I'm carrying her, she's coming home. That's all I want, is I just want her home, and then we'll go from there.
The family tells me there is a new area they would like to search by foot as soon as the restrictions are lifted. In the meantime, they're asking anyone with information to call the TIPS hotline. Angie Racono, KCTV5 News.
Hand-to-hand combat. Coming up, we go inside a local spirit maker filling their stills with sanitizer in this week's Friday Night Flights.
You're watching KCTV5 News Saturday morning.
If it drips, leaks, or clogs, KB Complete can fix it. For a limited time, mention this ad and get $50 off any plumbing service repair.
Call us today, and we're on the way.
Remember, the plumbing job isn't complete until it's KB Complete.
Clogged gutters cause damage to your home. Our experienced consultants look for and identify your gutter problems before they become expensive. Advantage Gutter Guard's patented design keeps out leaves, debris, and handles heavy rain. Professionally installed on new or existing gutters with a lifetime clog-free guarantee. Call for a free, no-hassle evaluation, in person, video chat, or even over the phone. Gutter Cover Kansas City. We've got you covered.
Think comfort, think Lazy Boy. Now think Nebraska Furniture Mart and save up to 80% off suggested retail on a special buy. Use contact-free drive-through pickup. Nebraska Furniture Mart stores are temporarily closed. Shop online anytime at nfm.com.
Welcome to Job Connection. Jet.com in Edgerton is hiring seasonal warehouse associates. Part-time, full-time, and overtime opportunities available. Starting at $16.50 per hour. Apply at walmartcareers.com/FCjobs. Look for Job Connection at KCTV5.com.
Having hope is one of the most important mindsets needed when going through a divorce, custody, support, or family law matter. At Stange Law Firm, we understand the stress you face. Our compassionate team of attorneys help individuals through difficult divorce and family law matters every day. No matter the family law issue, we are here to help you rebuild your life.
If it drips, leaks, or clogs, KB Complete can fix it. For a limited time, mention this ad and get $50 off any plumbing service repair.
Call us today, and we're on the way.
Remember, the plumbing job isn't complete until it's KB Complete.
Welcome back. This is something a lot of people have probably thought about. As communities begin lifting lockdowns, the question becomes, what will Americans choose to do differently? A new poll shows a third of Americans will wait a few weeks before returning to public spaces. 16% say they're not sure they'll even feel comfortable in public again. A company that makes cleaning products paid for that survey. Now, has the virus changed the future of sex scenes in TV and movies? Some insiders think it might. The Wrap reports some actors want new levels of protection when it comes to any scenes involving close contact. That also includes some fight scenes. One intimacy coordinator says some actors' comfort levels haven't changed, while others are incredibly concerned. And now, 2 months ago, nobody had any idea hand sanitizer would be like gold in the fight against the coronavirus. But local distilleries like McCormick and J. Rieger stepped up big time by switching from making booze to hand sanitizer. Photojournalist Ken Ullery shows us the new normal at J. Rieger and Company in this week's Friday Night Flights.
So right now, actually, we're making rye whiskey, but the other 6 days a week, we've been making hand sanitizer. So we're utilizing our finishing still, which her name is Sherry. We have this tank farm of 3,000-gallon tanks. We've actually taken one over, and that is our high-volume sanitizer blending tank. As you can see, our liquor bottling line is sitting right there, and then we're just utilizing the tank for that, and we made our own makeshift bottling line. One of the big things on hand sanitizer production for us is we're not trying to be overly efficient. We're trying to make sure we preserve all the jobs of our staff. So we've done everything in a very manual manner. 3 people filling 2-liter jugs and then passing it down, and we have the capping, labeling, and then the eventual palletizing of what's going on. So this is the entire line. In a shift, we're able to do about roughly 8 pallets of hand sanitizer, and so we have 2 shifts a day, so we're able to get about 16 pallets, somewhere 16, 18 pallets a day. So without the public being in our building, we've taken over all the public spaces with storage like pallets of unfinished boxes that we had received, just really a little bit of space that we can find. This is our small bottle line, so they're filling 6.6-ounce bottles right now. We'll always have a few people over here during the day. They're filling, they're labeling, and we just have both lines going every single day, 2 shifts a day. One of the cool things that we've been allowed to do by our state during this time while all restaurants are shut down and being forced into a shutdown is we're able to do bottled cocktails. So it's been really popular, and this is more or less our bottled cocktail headquarters. So this is where we're actually packaging all of the bottled cocktails and then getting them ready to be sold off to the public as they're purchasing them for pickup from our facility. We estimate that we've lost about 75 to 85% of our total revenue. And so being able to find something to keep every single person employed and guarantee that we're here when this ends was our main goal of switching over to sanitizer. And so as long as we're able to treat our entire staff really well during this time and continue to provide that community need, we don't really have much more to ask for here at J. Rieger & Co.
Now, so far, they've cranked out more than 200,000 bottles of hand sanitizer. And the folks at McCormick Distilling in Weston, Missouri are doing the same thing. They've made 10,000 gallons of hand sanitizer. They call it Helping Hands sanitizer. Both distilleries gave most of the sanitizer away to local hospitals and first responders, but you can buy from them as well. Now, a lot of younger people are waiting to have children for one big reason. Researchers surveyed more than 2,000 people between the ages of 20 and 45 about putting a pause on parenthood. They found 60% of those were waiting. They were doing it because they didn't feel like they had enough money. 51% said they wanted to make a higher salary first. And straight ahead in the next half hour of our KCTV5 News this morning, there's progress in the fight against coronavirus, even as the U.S. reaches 1 million cases. Coming up, more states are now easing their lockdown restrictions. Plus, sky-high stimulus grants. Taxpayers footing the bill for flights with no one on them. Why an aviation expert says it's a mistake.
And we are going to see our warming trend peak this afternoon, near 82 degrees expected, and then cooler air moves in as we head through overnight into your Sunday. Still going to see near normal temperatures tomorrow, but below average temperatures expected during the work week. We'll go over what those look like and how long that'll last in just minutes.
You're watching watching KCTV5 News Saturday morning.
This is a giant eyesore.
All you have to do is point.
Nice!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK and we'll be at your house within 90 minutes.
We come at your convenience.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Now you can have dentures and implants in just one day with a little help from your friends at Wright Dentures and Implants. Implants starting at $1,095, dentures as low as $249. We offer same-day and walk-in appointments. And with our lab on site, you'll have dentures or implants when you walk out. We use the latest in 3D technology to ensure the implant placement. Call us for your free consultation. Dentures or implants in just one day at Wright Dentures and Implants.
KCTV5 presents Better Homes. Your home is where you live, work, and play. Do you own a home services business? We can help you grow now and into the future. People are spending more time in their homes than ever before, and our ratings have never been higher. Now is the time to let television advertising help grow your business. If your business needs business, contact us now. Email betterhomes@kctv5.com for more information.
Keep moving forward. Rise above. Outwork. Outplay. Outdream. Let tough times bring out your strength. Don't give in to fear. Never give up. Country Club Bank has seen that Kansas City spirit for generations. That spirit will get us through today, tomorrow, and everything to come. You can bank on it.
Celebrate Cinco de Mayo with big savings at Price Chopper. Large Haas avocados, 5 for $5. Boston-style pork butt roast, 99 cents a pound. Nabisco family-size cookies, $2.49. Coke 12 packs, 3 for $10 when you buy 3. Smart Ones entree, $1.49. Let Price Chopper do the cooking. Our Chopper chicken meal feeds 4 for just $15. Price Chopper, fresher ways to save.
This is a giant eyesore.
All you have to do is point.
Nice!
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK and we'll be at your house within 90 minutes.
We come at your convenience.
When you want junk to disappear, all you have to do is point.
Now, live breaking news from KCTV5 News.
And we are continuing to follow breaking news out of Kansas City, where 3 people were shot near Van Brunt and East 23rd Street. It happened just before 7:30 this morning. 2 people are in serious condition, and the other has life-threatening injuries. And there's no one in custody at this time. And we'll bring you updates on this shooting as soon as we get more information. Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday. I'm Kelly Taylor, and we'll get to Storm Track 5 meteorologist Alina Lee in just a minute. But first, this morning, we want to help you sort out the confusion over the reopening plans out there. Every day, we're hearing from cities, counties, and states on when and how they plan to reopen. Now, here's where we stand in Kansas City, Missouri. The stay-at-home order ends on May 15th, but some businesses will be allowed to reopen May 6th if they have limited contact with the public. The rest of Jackson County, Wyandotte, and Johnson County will reopen May 11th and have not spelled out their guidelines. Missouri and Kansas will reopen on Monday, May 4th. Missouri is allowing practically all businesses to open if they follow social distancing guidelines. In Kansas, certain businesses like bars and gyms will have to wait until at least May 18th. Now, tens of thousands of people in Kansas and Missouri who are out of work are continuing to try for unemployment benefits. Last week, more than 52,000 people filed for unemployment for the first time. In Kansas, there were about 28,000 people. Both numbers are a little lower than the week before. More than 65,000 people have died from the coronavirus in the U.S. Anti-lockdown protests intensified from North Carolina to Ohio to Illinois and California. In Orange County, they also protested Governor Gavin Newsom's order shutting down beaches there. Overall, 36 states are now easing restrictions, but not one of them met the federal guidelines requiring a 2-week decrease in cases.
We haven't necessarily set up the right detection systems and the right surveillance systems over the last couple of months.
New York Governor Andrew Cuomo plans a limited and gradual reopening of low-risk businesses starting in mid-May. Researchers from the University of Missouri now say the outbreak is likely to last as long as 2 years and won't be controlled until 2/3 of the world's population is immune. Alina?
And we are tracking scattered light showers, mainly in southwestern Iowa, and just barely brushing the Iowa-Missouri state line. As you see that here on Live Power Doppler, all this pushing off to the east, not expecting to see any of that really reach the area. I think we're going to be mainly dry for the remainder of this morning into the afternoon. Our KB Complete City Cam showing you sunny skies here in Kansas City from our Briarcliff City Cam. Meanwhile, the temperatures working their way into the upper 60s already now. 69 in Garnett, Lacine at 68, 62 in Odessa, and the middle 60s for Maryville and Bethany, 67 here for Kansas City. These 60s will already be near 70 or even in the low 70s for some spots by the 10 o'clock hour, and then warming to the near 80 degrees by 1 o'clock, closer to the low 80s by 2. It looks like we cool off a little bit by 5, 6, and 7 p.m., where temperatures will be back in the 70s. Clouds increase late this evening into the overnight hours, and we're tracking increasing rain chances through the overnight into early Sunday. I'll go over just how high those chances are, and we'll have the latest update on our Storm Track 5 forecast track coming up in just a few minutes. Kelly?
Well, college students are wrapping up their academic year online, but what about the next school year? Normally, schools want to know by May 1st if you'll be attending in the fall. Now, most push that deadline back to June 1st. We talked to a college planning expert who tells us uncertainty surrounding this pandemic is on everyone's mind.
They were thinking about going to Georgetown halfway across the country, and now they're thinking, or clearly across the country, and now they're considering maybe I want to stay closer to home with the world that we're living in right now. It's just an uncertain world. In addition to, are we going to be on campus in the fall? I think that is a key component as well to retool.
The key thing, she said, is schools could be online only next fall. Another option is they only bring back certain programs that require hands-on instruction. Now, Congress is spending trillions of dollars to help struggling Americans and companies. The first round of stimulus cash included $10 billion for airports, but you may be shocked to find out just how much money some airports got. Investigative reporter Chris Nagus with our sister station in St. Louis is following the money.
Stay south of the airport, you can exit off to the east.
Just off Interstate 55, 2 hours south of St. Louis, you find the tiny Cape Girardeau Regional Airport.
Traffic on final for 2-8.
On Tuesday, this United Express flight from Chicago O'Hare was the only commercial flight to land here. But judging by the whopping $17.5 million awarded to this airport through the CARES Act,
A right turn on Alpha.
You might think it's a much bigger operation.
Welcome, Cape.
On Tuesday, Flight 5087 landed with no passengers. The flight is subsidized by you, the taxpayer, through the Essential Air Service program. This empty flight cost taxpayers just shy of $3,000 to operate each direction. The airport manager explains how it works.
Even if those flights don't have any passengers, they still fly, correct?
That is correct.
So if it was just the private market, it's unlikely they would do that. But because there's the federal subsidy, they still fly.
That is correct.
They'll now begin the screening process.
After landing empty, the return flight also left with no paying passengers. The only luggage scanned by the airport's 5 TSA agents belonged to another airline employee headed to Chicago for work. No question, coronavirus has drastically reduced passengers here and everywhere. But even in normal times, this airport is small, boarding around 8,000 passengers in 2018. Even the airport manager was caught off guard by the $17.5 million stimulus announcement.
We were just as shocked as anybody that we were awarded this kind of money, and we're excited about it, and we're going to, do the best we can for our airport and make it stretch. But yeah, we were definitely shocked by this money.
Keep in mind, the airport's operating budget is less than $1 million a year, and the airport has no debt. In St. Louis, concourses are virtually empty. Passenger traffic is down more than 90%. In normal times, Lambert typically sees 3 times as many passengers in one day as Cape Girardeau sees during an entire year. But Cape Girardeau is getting nearly a third of the amount St. Louis will receive.
Is it enough money?
Well, you know, I don't think it's ever enough money because none of us know what the devastation is going to be from this. But we are very grateful, both to our congressmen and senators.
Keep in mind, Lambert's operating budget is around $174 million a year. The $60 million awarded to the airport is enough to keep operations going for a few months. But in Cape Girardeau, they are slated to receive enough money to operate for 17 years.
It's a placeholder error.
Mark Sixel consults with airlines and airports. He says Cape is far from alone. Small airports around the nation with no debt wound up with big windfalls by accident.
The way it was calculated was that if an airport had no debt and a little bit of cash in the bank, they received an error message on the formulation.
To fix the error message, Sixel says the FAA inserted a numerical placeholder which gave airports like Cape an artificially high score. Long story short, many small airports could get disproportionately more money per passenger than some major airports.
They still have a few days here to fix this problem.
Is it going to get fixed?
Your guess is as good as mine.
That was Chris Nagus reporting. Now, Cape Girardeau Regional isn't alone. Airports in Kearney, Nebraska and Mason City, Iowa got about the same amount of money. Now, the FAA says that they will cap these grants at 4 years of an airport's expenses, so they'll end up having to return most of that money anyway. Now, as members of Congress reconvene in Washington, there will be COVID-19 testing for them. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar tweeted 3 testing machines and 1,000 tests will be available for members of the Senate. It comes after the Capitol physician said testing would be limited Thursday. They suggested guidelines and precautions they should take when they return to work. And Dr. Anthony Fauci won't be testifying next week. The White House blocked it. The House Appropriations Committee wanted to talk to him about the COVID-19 response, but yesterday a committee spokesperson said no. The White House says it's counterproductive for task force members to appear before Congress right now. Last night, the congressmen of the Senate Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions Committee announced Fauci will testify before the committee on May 12th. And take a look at this scary video here. A helicopter crashed into an apartment complex in Houston, Texas this morning. 2 officers were badly hurt and taken to a nearby hospital. Officers were flying after 2 a.m. when they got a call about bodies in the bayou. No word yet on if anyone in the apartment complex was hurt or what caused the crash. And temperatures are trending upwards as we head into the summer coming up. Why right now is a great time to have your roof checked out. And KCTV5 stands for you as part of our commitment to the community. As Kansas City comes back from the coronavirus crisis, we are featuring a job of the day from our Job Connection initiative. Today's listing, Sovereign Staffing Group has immediate openings for full-time permanent warehouse positions. Interview today, start tomorrow. Call now. Openings will fill up quickly. 913-322-2495. You can also apply at sovereignstaffing.com. For more information, click on the Jobs tab at KCTV5.
And we'll be tracking increasing rain chances as we head through tomorrow and Monday, and even a lingering shower possible Tuesday, but they finally go back down Wednesday. Will that trend continue for the remainder of the week? We'll get to that answer in your full Storm Track 5 forecast in just minutes.
You're watching KCTV5 News Saturday morning.
Coronavirus, it has altered all our lives right now, but we'll get through this together.
KCTV5 News stands for you every morning, keeping you informed about what's new from overnight and what's changing in your neighborhood.
For your family's health, your money, and of course, the weather ahead.
We're working around the clock to bring you the facts you need.
What's happening now and what's coming next, so you can start your day off informed and connected.
Join us weekday mornings, 4:30 to 7, because KCTV5 News stands for you.
Sutherland's has a way for you to fix up your home. Now through May 5th, Sutherland's is offering up to 60 months 0% interest financing when you use your Sutherland's credit card. This is your opportunity to fix up your home, give it a makeover, build a deck, get a ZTR mower, or build that barn you've always wanted. Don't have a card? Apply today. Take advantage of Sutherland's 0% interest up to 5-year financing offer. Shop local. Shop family-owned Sutherland's.
John Dicus, President and CEO of Capital Federal. While the world is changing, we adjust, we protect, we persevere. And Capital Federal remains true blue strong.
All right, welcome back to KCTV 5 News this morning, 8:42 now, and it is still sunny across the area, but just wait. Several hours from now, we'll be seeing a couple of clouds start to increase and skies becoming mostly cloudy late this evening. Right now, our KB Complete City Cam showing you downtown Kansas City, a little bit zoomed in on that shot there, and you can see that temperatures are still in the 60s right now, but much warmer. In fact, we're between, I would say, 5 to 10 degrees warmer than we were within the last hour and a half. We were still in the 50s in many spots. Now already 66 in Kansas City, Overland Park, 65 there, Blue Springs, upper 60s, Independence at 68 degrees. This afternoon, I do anticipate we should warm to the low 80s, so that's where those temperatures will peak this afternoon, right around 82 degrees. Clouds increase with our next system arriving, bringing us a few AM showers, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder early tomorrow morning. No severe weather expected for your Sunday. A little bit cooler, but still near normal. 72 degrees there. 60s return Monday, and you'll notice that weather alert up for your Monday with a chance for a few strong to severe storms possible. We'll show you what risk that looks like for us, how high that risk is, and what the impacts will be from those stronger storms coming up in your full Storm Track 5 forecast in just minutes. Kelly?
The Food and Drug Administration approved a ventilator made by NASA engineers. It's called VITAL, which stands for Ventilator Intervention Technology, accessible locally. Now, it's been approved for coronavirus patients. The prototype passed a critical test last week. NASA says the ventilator works like traditional ones, but it's built with fewer parts and is designed to last only 3 or 4 months instead of years. And we are in the thick of severe weather season, and roofing experts say spring is a good time to have your roof checked out. In this weekend's Better at Homes report, we're talking roof repairs.
Oftentimes you can't see the issues from the ground, and most good professional roofers in Kansas City offer free inspections.
Ryan Horstman is the residential manager at Christian Brothers Roofing. We caught up with him while his team worked on a project in Gladstone. He told us some areas of concern. He says tree growth is one.
When trees are this close to the house, it's real easy for critters like squirrels and raccoons to get onto the roof and cause damage. The other side of that is when we have high winds with big storms, tree branches that are more susceptible could break off and damage the roof.
Ryan says he's seen 3 branches break through the roof system and fall into the home's attic 3 times recently. And it's a pretty common thing in the springtime, especially if you're not trimming trees near your house. And making sure water is flowing away from your home properly is also important.
Pay special attention to your gutters. If you've got trees and little bushes growing out of your gutters, you probably need to get them serviced.
We've had high wind gusts in our area in recent days, and that leads us to severe weather. Gravel draining from gutters after a big storm could be a sign of damage. And look for curling shingles.
When wind lifts under a shingle, oftentimes it'll break that seal and it won't allow it to lay back flat again. And that's a good indicator that you may have some storm damage from either wind or hail that should be inspected by us or your insurance company.
Ryan says a roof in Kansas City normally lasts about 20 years on average, give or take a few years, depending on if it's damaged or not.
Ideally, you're going to get more life out of the roof if you strip it down to the bare decking. And the other side of that is you want to inspect the decking first before you cover it up. Make sure that you're not covering up any issues. And if you're not removing that old roof, you don't know what kind of issues you could be covering up and harboring underneath that old roof system.
Now, are you looking for a roofing professional? If so, Ryan says do your research. Be careful with people going door to door offering repairs. Check for good reviews online and get multiple estimates. He says getting a recommendation from your neighbor is also a good way to find someone because there are more than 400 roofers in Kansas City. And the movie industry has been suffering since COVID-19 arrived in the U.S. Find out how you can support local theaters and film festivals after the break. And normally we'd be getting ready for our first look at this year's Chiefs, but the team has a plan B for OTAs. Those details next in sports.
You're watching KCTV 5 News Saturday morning. Current conditions, sponsored by Mission Plumbing, Heating and Cooling.
Trust the rapid response heating and air conditioning team from Rescue Services. Our highly experienced technicians can get you a socially safe quote by phone in just minutes. Get 0% financing on a new Champion air conditioner. Find us at rescueservices.com or 816-415-COOL.
For years, they watched over you. It's your turn to do the same for them. Know the warning signs of nursing home abuse. Know who to call. Brown and Crouppen.
We'll investigate immediately and then get you the justice and compensation you deserve.
A big oh yeah from our family to yours for stepping up and doing your part to help defeat this virus. Whether you're working more than ever or spending more time at home, we believe you deserve a home that makes you smile. And we're here to help make that happen, whether by phone, email, and now on video chat. You'll find it all at FurnitureMallOfKansas.com.
We have a breaking news situation here at Renew Anchored Dentures. Our patient Robin, for the very first time, will see her brand new smile. Here's the mirror, Robin. You look beautiful. At Renew, we are giving you a lifetime guarantee on your Renew dental implant anchored smile. So as a journalist, I'm telling you, do your homework. And Robin, you certainly did yours.
Yes, I did. You have to. I was looking for quality and affordability, and I found it here at Renew.
Are your gutters clogged and overflowing? Don't risk climbing dangerous ladders. Never clean gutters again. Gutter Helmet will cover your existing gutters and save you a ton of money with 0 down, 0% interest. Call for your free quote today.
Trust the rapid response heating and air conditioning team from Rescue Services. Our highly experienced technicians can get you a socially safe quote by phone in just minutes. Get 0% financing on a new Champion air conditioner. Find us at rescueservices.com or 816-415-COOL.
Welcome back. Alina, my daughter just gave me this little bird, and it reminds me we have a bird feeder. I stepped out this morning to refill it, and it is pretty nice out there already, and it's only going to get better, right?
Absolutely, Kelly. If you like warmer temperatures, you're certainly going to like today. I think we'll see temperatures about 10, maybe 12 degrees above normal for this time of year. And we're already starting out warm already in some spots, getting closer and closer to 70 degrees. All views from our KB Complete City Cam network showing you the same picture. Clear skies overhead, quiet out there. Wind isn't too strong. It's actually calm in many spots. And I have not forgotten about those cat lovers. It is Catter Day yet again. Here we are today. We'll still see some comfortable conditions through 10 a.m., 70 expected, and we will eventually be warming up later on this afternoon, closer to about 82 degrees. Today's Catter Day forecast features Chloe, thanks to Melissa Miller, who I believe her son's name is Grayson, and they really wanted to see their cat show up on the Catter Day forecast, and I couldn't help but show this. They did submit it into the dog walking forecast submission on our website, but we don't have a particular submission for cats. You can just send those pictures to my Facebook page or Instagram or even Twitter, and you can even email them directly to me, alina.lee@kctv5.com, in case you would like your cat to be featured on our forecasts on Saturdays. All right, the satellite and radar picture over the last 3 hours showing you this cluster of showers moving through Nebraska into Iowa, barely brushing the Iowa-Missouri state line. I don't anticipate any accumulation here. If you catch any sprinkles, they will be out of here in no time, so not lasting too long. This front is a cold front right now. It did push through earlier, switching our winds out of the northwest, but that will stall across the area, mainly along I-70 and possibly just south of I-35. Later on today, that will lead to increasing chances of rain, maybe a few rumbles of thunder overnight. And you'll notice the wind direction still out of the south from anything along and south of I-70, and we've got northerly winds here north of the I-70 corridor. That chance of rain arriving mainly after midnight, so our forecast track showing you those scattered showers that kind of just develop along that stalled front. That'll be right across our immediate area. By 2 a.m., mainly scattered showers continuing, but a few rumbles of thunder are still possible when you wake up at 6 a.m. This is the latest update from our forecast track. Those storms or even the rain that may be at least in the early morning hours, I think that'll be long gone in the afternoon, but we'll be tracking another chance for rain already on Monday. These storms that develop by Monday afternoon may have the potential of becoming strong or on the severe side. In fact, Storm Prediction Center has the southern half of our viewing area under a slight risk. That means we could see scattered severe storms that will be short-lived with the primary threats of damaging wind and large hail. So we'll be continuously monitoring the radar on Monday, and that is what led us to adding that weather alert on our Security Bank 7-day forecast. You'll notice the temperature, 67 degrees, so we do get much cooler. And we only jump near 70 Tuesday with cooler air sticking around through the remainder of the week. And we've got Trevin McGee from Scene Stealers with this weekend's movie review.
Hi, I'm Trevin McGee, and this week I'm going to tell you how you can support film festivals and local movie theaters all from your home. One of the first film festivals to be affected by COVID-19 was South by Southwest, the popular film, television, music, and art festival out of Austin, Texas. When they announced the cancellation in March, it wasn't really clear how we would be able to watch any of these films. Luckily today, now we know. Amazon has partnered with South by Southwest, and so you can watch the entire film block for free at amazon.com/SXSW. You don't even need to be a Prime member, you just need an Amazon login. Now, if you want to support local theaters, there are a couple of options. The first is the Screenland Armor. The Screenland's been a bastion of independent film for the last few years, and when they had to close because of COVID-19, they started a new site, screenlandonline.com. If you go there, you can sign up for their Patreon, you can donate directly, or you can get a gift card for later use. And starting today, that's May 2nd at 10 a.m., they're doing a telethon to raise funds for the theater. It'll be 12 hours, so 10 to 10. The second theater is the Glenwood Arts. It's a family-owned theater for several generations. The best way to support the Glenwood right now is to go to fineartgroups.com. Local theaters are just as essential to a city's identity as art galleries or music venues. They allow artists the opportunity to hone their craft in front of an audience, and they give audiences the opportunity to see films they may not see any other way. It's a great opportunity to support the arts. I hope you take the chance. For KCTV5, I'm Trevin McGee. Thanks very much.
Good morning and welcome into sports. I'm Breland Moore, and right about now the Chiefs should be back holding OTAs. But with the COVID-19 pandemic, that's obviously not able to happen this year. Well, not physically anyway. So instead, Kansas City has turned to holding virtual OTAs this season. The Chiefs do have a bit of an advantage in this aspect. They are returning 20 of their 22 Super Bowl starters and all of their coaches from last season. But even with all of that continuity, there's still a ton of teaching that needs to be done during the spring. And while this isn't a perfect substitute for being together in real life, head coach Andy Reid says they're definitely making do.
We've attacked this thing the best way we possibly can with virtual technology. So we're still doing our installs. We're doing our scheme evals. We have 2-hour meetings with the players Monday through Thursday, and we're going to start with the rookies today. So it's going to have a 3-day virtual rookie minicamp. So we're staying on top of all of it. And like I said, we're using all the technology we possibly can to help communicate things to guys. And thank goodness the technology is pretty good.
Well, Coach Reid also said that the team is also putting together some contingency plans in the event that they can't gather for training camp at St. Joe. But let's hope, of course, that doesn't happen. That's a look at sports, guys. Have a great day.
Yes, we've got fingers crossed that that happens. But for many people, the grocery store is the only place they've been to in weeks. And the Surgeon General wants to make sure that you are staying safe while you're doing your grocery shopping. The public safety announcement reminds shoppers of the precautions they should take, like grabbing items from the back of the shelf and practicing social distancing. It's something everyone takes serious at Sunfresh.
We will ask you to back up. The customer in front of you will ask you to back up because everybody's very conscious of that now.
All employees wear gloves, and the store will provide them to customers who ask for them. And if you make your own face mask, listen up. A study at the University of Chicago recommends using 1 layer of tightly woven cotton with 2 layers of chiffon or natural silk. Researchers found the combination filters out up to 99% of airborne particles. And straight ahead in the next half hour of our KCTV5 News this morning, the water warning for local businesses shut down for weeks. Also, opening up, we sort through the confusion of when and what businesses will reopen first.
You're watching KCTV5 News Saturday morning.
Kid from Shawnee wrote in and said, OMG, you guys rock. Thanks so much. My team movers were awesome, super careful, and polite. Thank you for everything. OMG, we think you rock, Kia.
Never fear moving day again.
KB Complete has an offer you can't pass up. For a limited time, get a 10-year parts and labor warranty and 0% for 60 months on qualifying root equipment. Fast, reliable, and fair. From the KB Complete family to yours.
Call us today and we're on the way.
Plus, bring any comparable competitor's quote and KB Complete will match or beat it. But call now for a 10-year